So I just got a new toy in the post and I wanted to do a review. This is a telescopic Jian sword, which I thought would be a little bit fun to try. And on first impression, I'm a little bit impressed. So you just shake it out and it extends. And it's made out of aluminium. And it just has some design on it. The handle is plastic and the tassel is very simple, decorative tassel. The balance is not like you would expect on like a full Jian. It's a little bit forward of the handle. But it is ultimately a toy that cost me about $10 from Amazon. It's a little bit fiddly to go back inside, although this time around it went in very easily. I spent like 5 minutes trying to put it back a minute ago. So personally, I think it's really fun. It is something that you can just put in your bag. I often don't leave the house without a sword or 3 because you never know when you want to train, and if you find a nice place that you just want to move a little bit, it's really annoying if you don't have something with you. So this is something that I can just put in my bag on a normal day, and if I do find a nice spot, it will be very easy to pull it out and give it a go. So I'm gonna take this outside and try move with it, and I will update you on how it feels. So my first impression, not something I'm very familiar with, to be honest. With the Jian, I'm still learning and still getting a feeling for it myself. And I have used a sharp Jian a long time ago to do some cutting. The real sword is heavy, and the good thing about something like this, being light, is that it can help you focus on your form, and it can help you focus on your technique. Obviously, it's not going to give you the feeling of a real sword, but maybe that's not the point. It is ultimately a toy. Using my polypropylene Jian that I have at the moment, I think I have a better feeling for the movement because the weight is different. It's a lot heavier and the balance point is right on the handle. So I probably get more feedback, especially when I'm turning the sword. And I've actually ordered a wushu Jian, which will be coming soon, I hope, and it will be interesting to try and compare, because the wushu sword is designed with a flexible blade which will give you feedback when you stab, but it's also very light, and I wonder how it compares to this in terms of balance and the feeling of it. Like I said, the polypropylene Jian has more weight to it, and the weight is right at the handguard. So when you're turning it, you get a lot more feedback and you get a lot more momentum, which helps practicing your form. But this is really fun. It has a bit of a swishy sound when you're turning, and it does give you some feedback. I did hit my leg, I think, because it's so light, and I think that is something that I wouldn't want to do. I wouldn't want to get into the habit of letting the blade touch me. So that is something perhaps I need to work on with my technique. But for something that you can pack very easily, I'll show you my bag. I have a waist bag and it goes inside very easily. So it's something that I could take with me when I didn't want to take a lot of things. And it would be something that perhaps I find myself in a park, or I find myself down by the river and it's a bit quiet and I want to train, I want to practice, I want to do some form. I think people who are looking for a Tai Chi sword, who are practicing Tai Chi, then this is really good because it's light and it gives you the feeling, and it's a prop for the purpose of that very slow motion. If you just want to practice the sword and you want to learn forms, then I think it's also a good tool. But it shouldn't be your only sword, for sure. I think it's more something that is portable and something that's good for traveling if you're going to stay in a hotel somewhere and maybe it's not convenient to take a sword with you for a weekend away. Then this is something that would be very suitable for you. If you want to learn real sword, it's not going to give you the feeling of a real sword at all. And that is definitely not the intended purpose of this. If you want to learn spins and tricks and things like that, it could also be very useful for you because it's so light. But I would again probably recommend that you get a wushu sword, because this blade is not flexible. It's not going to give you the feedback from stabbing, and it doesn't have quite the same feeling when you're turning it and when you are practicing your form. So it's a toy. I like it as a toy. It's something that you can keep with you when you are going out. It's something that's really suitable for traveling. But I wouldn't say it replaces a more traditional training sword, whatever your style may be. Unless maybe it's Tai Chi. If you're just exploring Tai Chi, then maybe this is a nice cheap starting point for you. And if you are serious about it, you're probably going to want a nicer sword eventually. So that's probably the only time when I would say this could be your only investment, is if you're looking at Tai Chi. For most other people, this would be something to have as well as your normal sword for travel and for going out and as a toy. But I'm very happy. I'm happy with it. So I will probably update you when I try it a bit more. So that's the end of my review. I hope you enjoyed it for the Telescopic Tai Chi Chinese Jian. I'm gonna pop some details into the description below about the weight and the length of the blade and the total length of this sword. Just to say that I am not being paid for this review. This is just something I bought for myself, and I thought that I would try it because it looked interesting. I really just wanted to share my experiences of using it. It was really enjoyable, and I hope that I'm going to get to use it quite a bit more. I'm sure I will. I'm not an expert at Chinese Jian at all, so it's really just my opinion and my feeling, and I hope that you can benefit from it, and I hope that it helped you a little bit in making a decision about whether you wanted to buy something like this or not. So by all means, watch this space. There'll be more, and I hope you enjoyed. Bye.